The Uptown neighborhood has been virtually abandoned for about 50 years. It was very rough around the edges. There were gunshots across the street by 7 o'clock at night, lots of drug activity, lots of prostitution at this end of the neighborhood.
For all its entrepreneurial success, Pittsburgh is still a poor city. Nearly 24% of its residents lived below the poverty line in 2011. Some poor African-American neighborhoods have yet to experience any significant benefits from the city's entrepreneurial resurgence. Living and working in this building is a man who wants to change all that. Dale McNutt renovated this turn-of-the-century Elks Hall in the poor Uptown neighborhood. It's now called Startup Town, and it's a co-working space where entrepreneurs can enjoy cheap rents, free Wi-Fi, government incentives, and inspirational surroundings.
Our goal is to build a campus of 200,000 square feet. That's at least 1,200 individuals, new young creatives coming into the community. That will spur restaurant development, that will spur coffee shops, that will spur other kinds of local merchants that we don't have.
Realistically, what kind of impact can, say, like a small high-tech firm have, though, on a neighborhood with so many problems? In other words, would a brick and mortar sort of widget making company do better than a very sort of exclusive small high-tech business in terms of really effectively changing the culture of this neighborhood?
Well, that's the big question, isn't it? That's the big question everybody's asking all across the country. I use the word tech all the time too, but really a lot of the companies that are starting to come in bridge both worlds, both the world of tech and social entrepreneurship.
What do you think should drive a company's decision to locate? Should it be the bottom line, or should it be something bigger and more altruistic?
Well, we feel that by embedding young entrepreneurs in an underserved community, a different kind of consciousness can emerge. That's not saying it's going to happen. An artist or a designer or any kind of creative individual, and all these companies are creative in terms of the risk-taking that they're embarking on, I think starts to see what the potential is of community redevelopment and how it happens.
Working in the basement of Startup Town is Harold Lesser. He's developing optical equipment for detecting natural gas leaks. A former professor at Carnegie Mellon, Harold set up shop here because of the government incentives.
What do you think of Dale's whole vision of entrepreneurs sort of saving a struggling area?
Well, I think it makes a lot of sense. I think that it's happening. There's no doubt whenever any kind of great new idea comes along, or a kind of initiator, a type of person who comes along who can initiate a wide variety of new projects, it just draws people in from all over the community.
Can you think of any examples, though, where people have been a little resistant?
Well, there's always growing pains. It's always difficult. There's people whose lives, in a certain sense, that have gotten comfortable with a certain kind of structure that is all being overturned as new things happen in the community. But I think that, by and large, when people see the exciting new things happening, they can't help but get enthused, especially the younger people, and that's our future anyway. That's where we're going to grow.
The new generations of young people, whether you're 13 or whether you're 21, have a new consciousness about living on this planet that's very different than my generation. We made a lot of noise. I'm a child of the 60s. This new generation is doing the work. My God, what I have to do is just get out of the way.